Colby, I was just asking you about your kids.
Yeah.
Spring break, they're off. I'm sure they're excited.
Yeah, I think they're just mostly just hanging out inside today because
And they have to.
Yeah,
No going to the park today for them, right?
No going to the park unless they bundle up, which they're at the age where they're like coats now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
So.
it doesn't matter at that
Cassie,
point.
what's going on?
You know, right now we do have some spots that are saying some Virga. So right now, Next Live, it's showing that we have rain or even pockets of snow, but a lot of what we're seeing on the radar are not hitting the ground. But parts of the state, there are some isolated spots where we could be seeing some flakes that are actually hitting the ground. And Val and Amy Castor, they are out chasing those snowflakes. And let's go ahead and check in with Val. Val, what have you been seeing so far?
All right, so Cassie, we just now pulled into Anadarko, and there's very, very light snow falling. I know you can't really hardly see it on the shot. I'm trying to find a dark area to zoom up, but right now it's so light, and it just kind of comes in small waves, I guess you could say. But it looks like to the east of here it's even heavier, and that's where we're headed. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Val and Amy Castor. So let's go ahead and go to Next Gen Live. And here's the thing, whatever we do get, even if we do get those pockets of very light flurries, what it's saying is it's just terribly cold outside. It's terribly cold aloft, but it's certainly not going to have an impact on roads by any means. So Next Gen Live showing that we do have some precipitation falling. And right now, the ground temperatures are still in the upper 40s, the air temperatures in the upper 30s and low 40s. So again, not much of an impact at all, but we could be seeing some light drizzle out to the west, maybe mixing at times some flurries. But here's where Val and Amy Castor are. They're going to be heading towards Chickasha. If we do have any heavier flurries, any spot like that, it's going to be right around Chickasha, and it's moving off to the east. We could also be seeing some drizzle and flurries right around Paws Valley and Wynnewood. As far as Oklahoma City is concerned, well, we did have some flurries this morning around Edmond, so parts of the metro seeing flurries this morning, but right now just cloudy and cold. This is our American Fidelity camera up at our Lucky Star Sky Cam network. We're at 43 degrees. We've got a north wind at 8. Makes it feel more like 38 degrees. Temperatures in the low to mid 40s pretty much statewide. We'd have some pockets where we're down to about 36 degrees in Hobart, but some low to mid 50s across the south and southeast with that northeast wind between about 10 to 20 miles an hour in the Panhandle. That wind's coming in out of the south, gusts as high as around 25. So the big picture showing freeze warnings across portions of Arkansas into Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. We are going to see temperatures drop down into the 20s and 30s by tomorrow morning, but here's the thing, as far as any precipitation this time around, I think a lot of what we're going to be seeing is going to be staying out west, and whatever we do get is going to be very light. So early tomorrow morning, western Oklahoma, there's a chance of a light wintry mix that could include some light ice. But again, even out in western Oklahoma, the air temperature itself is still fairly mild considering. And then the ground temperatures are also still in the 40s. So it would only accumulate on grassy surfaces, maybe some slick spots on those bridges and overpasses. We're going to have to watch that pretty closely. But later in the morning into early afternoon, it's going to be warm enough that everything would be in the form of just light rain, primarily in south central Oklahoma. And later in the afternoon into early evening, it's all going to go away. But for this evening, light drizzle, some flurries possible across the central half of the state. And then tonight, temperatures drop down into the upper 20s to the north, low 30s in Oklahoma City, low 40s across the southeast part of the state. And then tomorrow morning, a wintry mix, certainly a possibility out to the west, and we're going to have to watch that very closely. But tomorrow afternoon, we should be back into the upper 40s. So everything's going to melt pretty quickly. Low 50s in Oklahoma City. The wind finally returning to the south. And then tomorrow afternoon, keeping that chance of rain primarily across the far south. I think there's a slight chance we do get anything at all in Oklahoma City. But by Wednesday, it's going to be a strong south wind. Temperatures climbing into the mid 60s in Oklahoma City, 70s out west. On Thursday, I think we're going to be in the 70s in Oklahoma City. But the cold front's going to come crashing through later in the day, and that's going to drop temperatures pretty quickly. Now, with this particular storm that's coming in, it looks like storms are going to be likely mainly along and east of I-35. Behind it, cold enough for snow in the Panhandle. With some of these storms, Thursday afternoon and evening, they could become severe with quarter-size hail, wind gusts of 65 miles an hour. And at this point, the tornado threat is going to be extremely low. Behind it, cold for St. Patrick's Day, temperatures back into the 40s with a breezy north wind. And this weekend, we're going to go from 50 on Saturday to back to the 30s on Sundays.